Hey team, Jen here. I am coming to you at the top of week 2, and I'm making this weekly overview video as a way for us to stay connected, to stay in touch about what we're doing in this course. In this video, I'd like to reflect a little bit on week 1, and I'd also like to give you some tips for success in week 2, and also outline some details of the work that's due in week 2. So in week 1, we got to know each other a little bit in the forums, and you got to know the particulars of the course. And I'm really happy to see that you're still with us after taking a look at the course. It can feel pretty daunting the first week, so I'm glad that you stuck by us. In week 1, you were asked to make an introductory post and also to come to terms with an article of your choice from the week 1 readings. And in general, guys, I was really pleased with the kind of discussion that I saw happening in the forums. If you do want some insights, though, into how you can perform better in the forums, I have a video on my YouTube site in my writing overview series in which I give some tips for performing well in the discussion forum. So if you have a couple minutes, a couple extra 5 minutes in your day, swing by my writing overview series and take a look at the tips that I offer for performing well in the discussion boards. Coming up in week 2, you are asked to do several things. The first thing that you're asked to do is to do the readings. You have some historical readings for week 2, and I ask that you select at least one article from each of the categories under the supplemental reading section of our lessons module this week. So choose an article from each section, at least one, and make sure that it sparks your interest. I also encourage you to read more if that spirit moves you, but you are only required to read one from each section. As you read the article, I want you to read it closely. Now, if you're not sure what close reading means, you're in luck because I have a video on how to close read well in my writing overview series on YouTube. So if you would like a little bit more insight into how to read a text critically for higher education, go ahead and take a look at that video. It gives some really key pointers into how to come to terms with a text well. But I want you to read that article critically, not only to understand what the article is saying or what the author's argument is, but also to internalize your ideas about the article. So do you agree or disagree? And to really critique the article in terms of its rhetorical approach. Now, rhetoric is a slippery thing, and this week, in week 2, you have a forum post due, which is pretty much asking you to do something that's called a rhetorical analysis. Although it isn't called that in the forum, that's what it is. If you want to get some more insights into how to do a rhetorical analysis well, there's a video for that in my writing overview series called Developing a Rhetorical Sensibility. That can give you a clear insight into how to analyze the kind of essays that you're being asked to read in this class with an eye to rhetoric. Rhetoric is ethos, logos, and pathos. You may or may not heard of these before, but you should have heard of them. They are extremely important to academic inquiry, into academic writing. So if you have a second, swing by the writing overview series and take a look at my video on rhetoric. It can be really helpful for you before you start writing your forum post this week. So the final thing that I wanted to say for today is that some readings and a quiz this week on research methods and MLA format. So make sure that you read that portion of the lessons carefully because we do have a quiz that you'll be taking this week on what you learn about research. In my writing overview series, finally, guys, I do have a video on getting started with research, some basics of starting research. If you do prefer the video mode or if you want to supplement with video, that can be helpful. I hope you guys have a great week, and please never hesitate to come to my online office hours where we can chit chat one-on-one about any struggles that you're having, or if you have an article that really impresses you and you want to talk more about it, really anything at all. Feel free to swing by. My door is always open. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week.